What's up, guys? My name is Jerry, and today's video is going to be on the Detroit Pistons, and we're going to be talking about how this team still has a bright future, and we're going to jump right into the video. Now, looking at the Detroit Pistons so far this season, they're 12 and 37, sitting at 14th in the Eastern Conference, but, that's not good enough for, worst team in the conference. That'll be the Orlando Magic, so, that's something we got going for us. But in all seriousness, man, this season for the Detroit Pistons has been up and down, and there's been a lot of down. And, there's been a bunch of games we've lost this season that, you say to yourself, like, damn, how did we lose that? Or there's been a bunch of games this season where we had the games right in our hands and it just slipped away. And it's been very, frustrating to watch at certain times. But I feel like over the last couple of weeks, over the last couple of games, the Detroit Pistons are starting to be, more competitive. Even though they're not, winning every game, I feel like they're being competitive, and now they're figuring out, ways to win. So, in this video, man, we're just gonna be talking about, the few bright sides that I see in this Detroit Pistons team that, that could still make them dangerous in the future. So, the first factor I think we got to talk about is Cade Cunningham. And Cade Cunningham recently, is really starting to get into the swing of things. It seems like he's starting to get used to this, this NBA pace, because he's been playing some great basketball. But I think Cade Cunningham has been starting to showcase, why he was drafted number one. And I think one of the biggest reasons that Cade went number one is that he can dominate the games in other ways other than his scoring. And he's a great scorer. So we're kind of starting to see that over the most recent games, like the game against Cleveland. Didn't have the best first half, but he came out rebounding the ball, making the right passes, still making his statement on the game, playing some really good defense. And then, by not forcing his shot, man, by the time the second half came around, he started to find, opportunities to score the basketball, and he took advantage of it. And, like I said, man, like, his playmaking abilities are starting to be on full scale. That full court pass to Sadiq Bay, it don't get no more perfect. Like, that pass had to be perfect. It went through two defenders, like stuff like that. He ended up finished that game with like 19 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds. His second career triple-double already. So Cade Cunningham, and after that, he kind of had a shaky start to the season too, man. He persevered. Everybody was calling him a bust. 1 week into his NBA career, coming off an injury, he was being called a bust. But, now he's starting to prove that wrong. And Cade Cunningham looks like he's going to be a future superstar for the Detroit Pistons. And that's really, really exciting. And I'm liking what I'm seeing from Cade Cunningham. Also, I'm liking what I'm seeing from him on the defensive side of the ball. He helped get a lot of key stops against that Cavaliers team. And that was a really good win for us, because the Cleveland Cavaliers are one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. But there was a possession in that game where he guarded like four players in one possession. So liking what I'm seeing from Cade Cunningham. So he's really stepped it up. And another guy that's really turned it up, that's such a good sign for the Pistons, is Sadiq Bay, because just like most of the guys on this Pistons squad, he got off to a really shaky start to this season. And we kind of seen Sadiq Bay try to he seemed like he tried to step out his comfort zone at the beginning of the season. He started to play with his back to the basket, doing post-ups, tried to get some one-on-one games, trying to get some one-on-one game going. And that's a good thing to see, that, he's, stepping out his comfort zone, trying to get better. But, it's obviously something he wasn't used to, and it affected him. It kind of made his numbers slip. But recently, he's been getting back to what he does best, and that's, shoot threes at a high volume level. And that's what Sadiq Bay has been doing over the last couple of weeks. He's starting to look like he's starting to get back to himself, just taking better, smarter shots. And also, I'm liking what I'm seeing from him, not taking bad shots. He's starting to pass up bad shots for better passes that's leading to assists. I'm like that I'm saying that from Sadiq Bay. But also the duo that him and Cade Cunningham could be, not only offensively, obviously offensively they complement each other. Cade Cunningham could do everything on offense, and one of the main things he does is drive the basketball. So when he drives and draws all that attention, he needs somebody to kick it out to. And Sadiq Bay is starting to look like he's going to be that, that guy for the future. And even if Sadiq Bay just pans out to be, let's just say he just pans out to be a 3-and-D shooter, like, he can do that, and he can do that at a highly exceptional like rate. You can be an all-star and be a 3-and-D shooter. Like we seen it, with or a 3-and-D player. We seen it with Klay Thompson. Not saying that Sadiq Bay has Klay Thompson potential, but I'm just giving, examples. Like you can be a 3-and-D player and still be, be an all-star caliber player in this league. So Sadiq Bay, he's starting to get back to, just taking threes at a high clip, and he's starting to knock them down. It's making the Detroit Pistons a completely different team, and a completely a hard team to beat as well when he's shooting the basketball like that. And he's also, as we know, he's getting better and better on the defensive end each and every night. So I feel like Cade Cunningham and Sadiq Bay, they've been really driving that force for me. Like, yeah, we gonna have something in about 2 or 3 years. And then so now it's time to get to the tougher part of the team. Like everybody else is we still kind of filling them out. Like Frank Clark, I'm liking what I've been seeing from him recently. And that against the Cleveland Cavaliers, we were getting decimated. I think they got up to like 15-0 or something on us. And Frank Jackson came in. I hope I didn't say just Frank Clark before, but I meant Frank Jackson. Frank Jackson came in, and he saved the day for us. He really kept us in that ball game, and it was really off. No players were drawing up for him. He was just in the right place at the right time, and he was working hard. Got a couple of putbacks. And, I just like, I like Frank Jackson as well, because Cade Cunningham plays a lot better when he's on the court with him as well. He does a great job of stretching the floor, just like Sadiq Bay does. So when Cade is driving to the lane, he has shooters to kick to. But Frank Jackson, really impressive, been playing really well since he came back from his his time out with his his ankle injury, and then he had to deal with COVID. Since he's came back from that, he's been playing really well, and he's looked really impressive. But I like him as that spark plug off the bench right now, off our bench right now. And he's just been playing some really really decent basketball. So I think Frank Clark, I think he definitely has a lot of room to grow, and I think his confidence will help him become that player that that the Detroit Pistons will need off the bench. And that's the thing with our team. I think we have a lot of competition at the guard spot. Like if you look at our guards, we have Cade Cunningham, we have Killian Hayes, we have we have Frank Jackson, we have Hamidou Diallo. Did I say Cade Cunningham, Corey Joseph? Like we have a lot of guards that we have to we have to weed out and see who's the best. So it's gonna be a really good competition. Like with the Killian Hayes situation, Killian Hayes, he's been moved to the bench, and it seems like he's been playing better since he's taken on that role. And it's pros and cons to that. The pros is Killian Hayes, he gets to play against the second unit, which could be good for his confidence. I think that's all Killian Hayes need is confidence. And he gets to command his own group. So he got that going for him. He gets his own unit, and he's playing against weaker NBA players. And then, but the con is, like Killian Hayes was our number seven pick in the draft. So it's like, we got him coming off the bench for Corey Joseph. And Corey Joseph is a guy we probably not going to have a year or two from now. He's a veteran in this league, and we just picked him up just to pick him up. But speaking of Corey Joseph, also I feel like he's helping Cade Cunningham's game, because he's been scorching hot from three. I think he's shooting, recently over a certain stretch of games, like 45% from three. So, Corey Joseph has been lighting the league up recently, and, that helps Cade Cunningham game a lot, because it's either, you let me get to the rim and get whatever I want, or, I'm kicking it out to my shooters for three. So, that's what I really think has been, surging the Detroit Pistons lately. And, I expect us to be active at the deadline. If it was me, I'm trying to move Jeremy Grant for Patrick Williams. I think that's the only trade I will really jump on. If not, we would love to keep Jeremy Grant, because, he's a really good basketball player. But, I just feel like he doesn't make our young guys better. So, that's going to be it for this video, man. I still feel like the Detroit Pistons can be a dangerous team in the future. But, really love what I'm seeing from Cade Cunningham and Sadiq Bay. Those guys have been really impressive. But if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment down below your favorite Detroit Piston. and then subscribe for more weekly content. We do this all the time, man. And that's curtains.